I remember being first attracted to guys when I was in grade school. I didn't really know exactly what it was I was feeling, but I knew it was different.
So if anyone wants you to try drugs, no matter who it is, tell them this.
So when I was feeling these attractions and crushes, basically, there was a lot of conflict. It came from the things I had learned growing up, and it was basically that these attractions and homosexuality was wrong.
Conversion therapy is a form of psychotherapy with the objective of changing sexual orientation.
My therapist told me I was having these feelings more because I had a traumatic event in my life.
A lot of your problems, a lot of your issues, you didn't have a strong male role model. You had very strong female role models.
I did a lot of, theater, I did a lot of music, I did things that aren't typically masculine, and his suggestion was that I look into doing more masculine things like basketball.
It just felt very much like these are the reasons why. If those things hadn't happened, then you wouldn't be gay.
In many cases, the conversion therapist or psychoanalytical approach to this may be to deconstruct the family relationships and to get people to look at hidden motives about why they might eroticize people from the same sex.
In group therapy, one of the therapists had mentioned that a lot of times things happen to us in our childhood and we just don't remember. I went back to my one-on-one therapist and I told him, there's this discussion about childhood trauma and things. And he's like, well, let's talk more about that. Week by week, we started peeling back these layers, and over time, my therapist introduced these false, repressed memories that I was molested, and I started to believe him.
In a healthy holding session, we would often do these holding groups.
With the idea that, having this safe touch that was, non-sexual with another male was helping you to get that love that maybe you didn't get from your father.
As she would make me watch these movies, if my pulse quickened or my breathing changed, this EKG machine would pick that stuff up, and then I would get shocked.
Somehow we were going to dismantle me and put me back together and have it be a whole person because the pieces somehow weren't fitting.
It was a really dark part of my life, and I was considering suicide. And on one particular night, my mom found out, and she called to make sure I was okay. I agreed to meet her at St. Mark's Hospital. When I got to the area, I saw this emergency tape and these flares, and as I could see past the police tape, there was an accident, and it was my mom.
When you think about the dilemma of trying to reconcile your sexual orientation and your view of the world and trying to shift that so dramatically and then failing at that.
With more and more sleeping pills, my hope was just somehow if I woke up, it'd either be over or I wouldn't wake up.
I wish that that somehow I'd stop existing, and I think by this moment, sure, I believe that God loved me, but I had also been conditioned to believe that if I did what was right, this would change.
She finally came out about 5 hours later, and she had these crutches and this thing around her neck, and she had bruises all over her. And she sat down next to me and said, if this is what it takes for you to learn that you are loved the way you are, I'll do it again and again. I want to send a message of hope, and that even if you can't see the silver lining, that you can make one.